Hello, ladies. How are you guys feeling today? Welcome to another Thursday here inside of the Active and Attractive community. We are here live again, postponed last week because a few things came up and we needed to move things around and arrange stuff. So we're back again, moving into the next phase of what we're talking about here around world building and system creation. So before we start, I want to let me know that you're here. Christina, I see you, girl. What's going on? Let me know that you guys are here. Let me know that you're watching. How are you feeling? What's the vibe today? What's your vibe? For me, let me think about how I'm feeling. I mean, honestly, I really just feel, I just feel the word good. If that makes any sense at all. It's like I'm not high and like wild and I'm not low in any means. It really just feel good right now. And I feel like that feeling's such a privilege to be able to say, because life just loves to life. And it's not all the time that we actually get to say, oh, I'm feeling good, and mean it. So I'm feeling good and I want to hear from you guys. Let me make sure that the comments aren't working. I'd love to hear how you're feeling. Christina says, hey, what's up, girlfriend? How are you feeling? We talk about feelings here inside of our community because when we look at health, when we look at who you are, when we look at where you're going, we want to always make sure that you're attuned to the beingness of you. And what I mean by that is how you feel dictates the way that you think and the way that you take action. And so right now we're in the process of talking about the themes around world building, and we're getting to the end. It has been a 9-month stint of us going from topic to topic and having every conversation build on top of itself. And the main theme that we're working on is looking at how can we create health in your leadership. As a female leader, I know you've got big vision. You've got things that you want to do, music that you want to create, places you want to go, people you want to connect with, memories that you want to make. You've got a whole world in front of you. And to me, I believe that if that's what your heart desires, there should not be a single thing that stops you from that. As a world builder, I also know you've got people you want to help. You've got causes that you want to create or movements that you want to make. All of these things, you have it in your power to do. Christina, I know you, girl. You have the gift of just joy and passion and power and enthusiasm. And that is just the nature of who you are. That's not even talking about your skill set and what you can do. There's so much that each of us is capable of. And the question is, what would the world look like if everyone here was operating in her power? How would your family be functioning if you were fully happy, fully healthy, fully alive? What would your business look like, or the ideas you have that are dormant in the back of your mind? How would those affect the world if you felt like you had enough energy to create them? What would it mean for your home to be a sanctuary for friends and family to nest in and to explore and experiment about conversations and life and cooking and just socializing? What would it be if your home was that type of space? And how would you show up if your body had the energy, the health, the vibrancy, the vitality, the longevity that health can bring to it? When we look at all aspects of what's available for you in this world, the question is, what more could we all experience as a result of you living your best life? And so when we talk about world building, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are angling your mission in this world. The ideas that you have, the passions that you have, whether it's for you, for your family, or for the world, we want to make sure those things are pouring out of you. Because when they do, the whole world gets better. So hello, Karen, what's going on? Happy to see you here. Hello. The whole thing is, how can we make you more you? And when you feel like you, how can we have you create more? Now, where we're at in the process of leadership is we've talked about when you are vibrating because you're taking care of yourself, you know who you are, you're healthy, you're active, you're alive, you're living life according to your terms, you know what those terms are, you value your values, you stand up for your personality, and you amplify your aura everywhere you go. When you get to this place, you're visible. And this phase of leadership, visibility, means that you're speaking your message. You have a thought, you speak it. You have a thought, you speak it. You're not afraid of how it's going to land for people. And you also understand the impact that your message brings to the table. When you're speaking and you're visible and you feel good about what you're sharing, can you do this in every room that you step in? Do you shrink when it's a crowd? Do you wake up when it's a certain community, but then you get really small when it's a different community? Where do you ebb and where do you flow? Where do you feel like you've really got your vibe, and where do you know you could expand a little bit more? Mastering your presence and your visibility are the first two pieces of leadership, because at the end of the day, a leader is ultimately looking for the third pillar. The third phase of leadership is reaching the point of creating impact effortlessly. This is where you step into a room and people want to know what is your story. They hear your story. They buy your products. They buy your programs. They listen to your music. They want to go where you go. They want to hear what you have to say. They know what you bring to the table and they want more. Impact is something that becomes so magnetizing because it's not just people watching you, it's people being affected by you. And when you reach that place of effect, it ends up affecting your life in a positive way because you're out there just doing your thing. But the other side of this coin of success is that the demand starts to increase. When your demand of your essence, when the demand of your mind, when the demand of your heart, when you just become so desired that you have to figure out how to supply more. Question is, how do you supply more? What gets you to your next level of success will not be what gets you to the level of success after. And so the whole evolution of evolution is recognizing that always being adaptable is going to be what keeps you growing for a lifetime. I've seen so many entrepreneurs, and this was including myself, where it starts working. It's like, oh my God, it's working. I'm becoming successful. It's working. I can't believe this is happening. My people are buying, my programs are selling, my products are selling. Oh my gosh, people are reading my book. It's happening. And the demand begins to increase. But what happens for all of us is that when you follow the proper line, when you create impact by layering every effort you take on top of your identity, when you expand your identity to where it becomes effective, there's an end to your awareness of who you are. There's an end to what got you to that point. It was your self-awareness that got you to that place. It was that falling in love with this new aspect of yourself that allowed you to vibrate higher. It's expressing your voice and sharing your new message and finding new crowds of people and really reaching, but then you don't know yourself past that. The whole point of building leadership is recognizing that you go from knowing who you are, taking care of who you are, sharing who you are, becoming seen for who you are. And then when people finally love who you are, you have to adapt. The system that builds you breaks. The system that rises you up to the top can't support you any further. The way that you're living in your relationships, they can't take you further. The ways that you take care of your health, they don't allow you to have more energy. The way you pay attention to your space, your home space, your rest, the love that you give to your family, it's got to change. You know this because as you're reaching towards your next goal, the next vision, trying to continue to impact more people, it feels like you're hitting a ceiling. You can see vision for what you need to do next. You can try all the strategy in the world, but you just feel like something's in the way. Something's not allowing you to move forward. This is the end of your identity. So what do you do when you reach the end of your identity. It's kind of, it feels like a mystery. Christina says, I'm feeling excited. I love seeing that, girl. I'm just now seeing this. Mirroring you. I love you so much. It's like you get to the end. I've hit this point many times in my career. This is where I fall off because I don't realize that the morning practices that got me to this phase in my business is not the same morning practices I can keep doing. Something's got to give. The way that I'm exercising, the way I'm taking care of myself, the way I am or am not eating the right foods, the way that I'm resting, the way that I'm spending time with my friends and family, it's not the same thing that's going to allow me to continue going. Something's got to give. The way I'm holding all aspects of my business and not delegating. The way I'm seeing myself and my self-worth. My self-perception, the dress, the clothes and the way that I'm dressing, the voice that I have in my head, the self-talk. There are things that I could bypass to get to this level. But in order to grow more, I've got to change these systems. The problem with growth is that growth is change. And when you reach a higher level, the demand of people will want to see the same bright, glowing version of you that they found in the beginning. Most of us think in order to stay bright and glowy, we just keep doing what we've been doing for the last 2 years. But that either feels boring for us and we can't change our personality, we can't change our style, or we've got to go out and find out. We've got to go figure out something else about ourselves. We've got to figure out something more to bring to the table. You see this in celebrities all the time. The most iconic people are always evolving. You see people changing their image. You see people shifting how they do things. We always hear that when people grow in success, all of a sudden they change the way that they are. They change the way that they're being. This might not be a bad thing. What if, in order for you to continue losing the weight, making the money, impacting more people, having better rest, experiencing deeper relationships with your friends, finding the love of your life, what if all of the things that have gotten you to this point need to shift again? I know my clients, when I say this to them, they're like, but I already changed so much just to get here. And I'm like, we don't stop changing until we're dead. The whole point of falling in love, the healthy relationship with evolution and growth and change and transformation, is to fall in love with the process. This is why we can never get so fixated on the end, because if you fixate on the end, you will receive what it is that you want, but then life is going to ask more from you. So last week we talked about what happens when things are working in your life. Let's use the example of you getting more clients. Clients are coming in and you only have so many hours in your day that you can take care of these people. What do you do in order to support the incoming flow of people? This is a system break. This is when the current system you have is no longer going to function to allow the growth to happen. When systems break, it's not that you are supposed to break. What we want is that when you notice a break is about to occur, rather than letting the break happen, it's time to innovate. In the case of the clients, it's easier to see it this way. One-on-one clients, you only have, let's say, 4 coaching spots a day. What do you do in order to support more people? Oh, I'm going to build a coaching program. I'm going to support 10 people in 1 hour and help them get the same result. That's innovation. That's being resourceful with your time. That's being resourceful with your knowledge. That's being resourceful with your business. That's innovation. But what about when the thing that's breaking is your ability to maintain your home in your business success? You might notice business is coming. Maybe you have products you're selling. You're spending all day at the warehouse making sure everybody gets their packages on time. You're wrapping and writing personal notes, and you've really found this sweet, beautiful way of presenting your goods to the world, and you're sharing it, and you're spending so much of your time and energy there. What got you to this place of success, though, was the comfort and coziness of when you came home. You knew how to find an evening routine. You sat down and you nurtured yourself. You turned on sweet music. You found ways to go into the calm so that when you eased into bed, it felt peaceful. And that's part of what allowed you to sell this product so well and connect with your audience, because when you woke up, you felt like a Disney princess. You're like, I'm rested. And you rest and you explore and you experience people and you share yourself and you show up and you take care of yourself and you're visible and things are working. But now the demand is higher. Now the demand is higher, so much to where you're at work all the time. And when you go home, the dishes are piled up. The dust bunnies are dancing on the floor. There's dirt everywhere. Laundry to be cleaned, and the bed didn't even get made this morning because you had to run out to make sure these quality orders were delivered on time. This is a system break. Because when you keep doing that long enough, these things begin to pile up in another quadrant of your world. They start to break and you feel it, but you can ignore it for a couple of weeks. After a while, you start noticing your sleep quality hasn't been quite as good. Your evening routine went out the window. You're not waking up feeling peaceful because when you wake up, you step on some of the clutter of things that are on the floor and you're like, I gotta get to that. Now you're irritated. Now you're agitated. You're feeling that frustration. That frustration ends up rolling over into the warehouse. And you're trying to package things and leave sweet notes, but then you want to write shorter notes because you're a little more agitated and you feel like the work and the love that you wanted to give to these people through products is now a new irritant. This is a system break. The impact you originally had came from your ability to rest, to love yourself, to know yourself, to be present with yourself. What happens when this type of system breaks is that people will keep going. They'll say, I'll figure it out, or I'll have to do something. Something's got to give. Something does give every single time. And when this happens, it does not work out in our favor unless we return back to our identity. Who are you? What do you need? The thing that got you here was your rest. So the question is, how can you update your system in order for you to allow the thing that helped you get to where you are today? Who do you need to hire? Where can you automate things? Are you sending out emails, marketing campaigns? How can you automate that? Can you find somebody to help you package the products and you just write the notes? Can you hire someone at the house to clean your home for you so you don't have to keep that on your plate and you just get to live in your home? These are the questions we get to ask from a systems breaking standpoint, because when your system breaks, we've got to fix it. But we don't want to fix it to look like how it was before, because you've outgrown that system. It's the power of growth. You outgrow it. And when you outgrow your system, the question is, what can I innovate into that will allow me to keep the momentum that I found so that I can continue to grow up higher? This is the journey of leadership. How can I keep what is currently working, but take my hands out and allow other people or other things to do more for me? Ladies, this is my favorite part about world building, is that if you've been following all of the steps, we have the 3 pillars of leadership. Identity and health is what makes presence. You take your identity, You know who you are. You love her. You love her. And Christina, you love her. You find her. You find your world. You live in it. You create it. You build it. You support yourself. You know yourself. You love yourself. You think about you and you're like, wow, I really am a gift to this world. I want to take care of me because when I'm good with me, I can shine bright. Health is the second piece because health amplifies your identity. When you're at a place in a relationship with health where you're taking care of your health because you know the value of who you are, your presence amplifies. First pillar accomplished. When your first pillar is radiant, you are a leader and you haven't even spoken yet. You are being you and all of the beautiful fairy, fluttery vibes that you are in. When your presence is high, people watch you and you enter a room and they're like, who is that? All eyes on you, baby. This allows you to step into the second pillar, which is visibility. Visibility is saying, who is she? And are you congruent with the vibe that you're giving out? Do you feel comfortable and confident speaking? Are you okay sharing who you are? Can you speak without hesitation? Are you still stuck in fear of what people will think about you when they see you? Mastering visibility comes with two pieces. One, knowing your message, and then two, being consistent, meaning when you allow yourself to speak what you think and act how you want to act, you partner that with consistency. Consistency, hey girl, now we've got this thing popping up here on the comments are finally showing up on the phone. Woo-hoo! Oh, and Susie's here. Hi. So you have a vibe that's just going. People see you, and then you reach a place of visibility where you're comfortable sharing your message. But even when you're comfortable, the question is, can you allow yourself to be seen like this with every person on the planet? Are you good in real life and then you get weird when you do a Facebook Live? Are you confident in intimate personal interactions, or do you get weird on stage? The dream of every leader should be to be able to be who they are everywhere they go. The adaptability of being visible and still allowing people to experience your essence is goals. And then when you go from there, this means that not only do people feel who you are, but they can hear and see through your actions who you are. When you let yourself be visible, there's no questions. Once people see and hear you, what you end up creating is a point of impact. This is where people like, know, and trust you. They want to hear more because they've already felt you. And when they feel the integrity, your integration of love with who you are, they want to love you too. They feel like you've got something that maybe you can teach them. This is the point of the third pillar of impact, where you have both your, oh my goodness, I almost forgot the word. With impact, it is, hold on. Process. Your process and systems. Your ability to share your story, your process of how you got to where you are today. This is impact. Impact is not telling people what to do. Impact is not suggesting to people what they should do. Impact is you just sharing what got you to this point up the mountain. How did you embody what they see? How did you learn what it is that you know? How did you find this wisdom, and what experiences brought you to this point? When you can share your experience, your strength, and then the hope that's on the other side, that if they want to try out the thing that you tried, that they might also possibly experience what you are experiencing. That's what every leader should do. We're not here to tell each other what to do. It's about sharing our processes. It's an exchange of information. When you masterfully tell your story, you realize that people come in, and this is where the system breaks can happen. Now, all 6 of those points We're at the systems phase now. When you get to the end and you have a system break, this is my favorite part. When you have a system break, it's not to panic. It's not to freak out and say, I don't know if I can make it. What we get to ask ourselves the question of is, same thing that we ask at the very beginning of the process. Who am I? And what do I need right now to feel supported? When you have a break in the system of building the world, creating a better world for yourself, a better world for me, a better world for all of us, when you have the audacity as a leader to step out there being you, enjoying being you, loving being you, and willing to share who you are, when you have the audacity to do that, the question is, it's not, how come I'm not better? How come things aren't working for me? Why do I have this problem? The question is, back to the beginning. The identity piece is your first piece every single time. Who am I? And what do I need right now to feel supported? That's how you handle a system break. What do I need right now to feel supported? I have 4 quadrants in my world. Is the system breaking in my home? Is it breaking in my health? Is it breaking in my relationships, or is it breaking in my business? Where in my world do I not feel supported? Ladies, if you rewind back 9 months to when we first started this entire series, this is the question we asked. Who are you? And what do you need to feel supported? Because if you really want to go on this journey as a visionary, if you really want to go all the way to the end, to the biggest vision you have, to help thousands of people, to share your stories, to share your mind, to share your song, to share your art, to share your intelligence, to share your compassion, your listening ear, whatever gift you bring to the table, to share that, when you become successful and your systems break, it's never, what do I need to do for them? It's, what do I need right now to feel supported? What do I need right now to feel supported? Now, here's the beautiful part about all of this, is that when you dare to remember that you are the center of your world, and you dare even greater to prioritize and value your rest over putting out those products, when you prioritize what you know you need and find and look for a solution, the answer that prioritizes what you need first will be the most innovative and the most successful answer you will ever find. Now, when I tell you everybody else's answer will be what made sense for them, and it might not fit for you, believe me, I have tried, and people have little pieces of your right answer. But I really want to challenge you to think that when things start to feel overwhelming, when you're headed towards burnout and exhaustion and not feeling good enough, the answer is not, what are they doing? The answer is to go back to your world. Who are you? What do you value? What do you like? What do you want? What are you aiming for? What matters to you? What is your heart crying for? What do you love? And can you prioritize that? And then solution to answer your question. Can you prioritize your health in the solution to your next level? I promise you, if you do, not only will the answer come to you, there's always an answer, but when you move into your next thousands of people to help, when you move into your next hundreds of thousands of dollars to receive, when you move into your next piece of art that you're going to bring forward, when you move into your next idea, the execution on taking that thing to the next level will always have you in mind at the center. You will never burn out. You will never lose yourself. You will never feel fatigued. And reaching tens, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, creating impact. It'll feel like, oops. It'll feel so good for you. Because you matter. You matter. Your health matters, your well-being matters because your essence matters. Your essence is what we want. Your essence is what we need. It's what you are bringing to the table in this world. If you try to go forward and leave everything that supports you behind, we're not going to have a you when you start creating what you think is the right next answer. We need you. We want you. We crave you. You. Oops. I want you, the best you, the healthiest you, the most loving you, the most rested you, the most open you, the freest you. You, we need that version. Because the version that's exhausted and neurotic and angry and anxious, and that's not you. That's you trying to exist in another planet. We want you on your planet being exactly who you're meant to be. And if you try to pretend like you're anything else, I promise you'll notice it's like a domino effect. Everything else that you built up to that point starts falling apart. Your system breaking is you finding the edge of your own identity. So what's the solution? You got to go back to you. What do I need to feel supported right now? What do I need to feel supported right now? This is the magic of 3 pillars of leadership. This is the magic of healthy feminine leadership. It allows exponential growth. You will grow and idea after idea and person after person. You will affect so many lives. I want that for you. You want that for you. So let's go do that. My question to you a couple of weeks ago was, what in your world feels like it's breaking right now? Which aspect? Which aspect of your world feels like it's breaking right now? So that means, what part of your life is falling apart? We have 4 pieces of your world. It's either your home, your body, your relationships, or your business. Something tends to break at some point. We've hit the flow, things are gliding and smooth, and then all of a sudden there's a dip, right? When you get to that place, the question is, which quadrant is breaking? Okay, we want to identify which piece is no longer satisfactory. Miriam, hello. We want to find out which piece is no longer working for you. Okay, it's not growing, it doesn't feel good, it's just something's off, right? Identifying which quadrant is step number 1. Step number 2 is looking at the same 4 quadrants and deciding out of those 4, which one feels like it's not supporting you right now. Hello, beautiful. Which one does not feel like it's supporting you? So I want you to hear the difference between the 2. Miriam, we're talking about when you get to the end of impact and you've made it to this place where things are working, and then all of a sudden they stop working. This happens when we grow. We're identifying which piece, which of these 4 quadrants is no longer working. Which one can you actively feel is breaking? It's like, oh, I don't have enough time to take care of my clients, or, oh, I'm actually gaining weight right now, or, oh my gosh, my home is like just messy. It's driving me crazy. Like my relationships, I'm not feeling connected with the people that I love right now. Like there's some aspect of your world that feels like it's breaking. Which one is breaking? And which one do you not feel supported in? Not feeling supported looks a little something like, man, if I'm gaining weight right now and I just don't feel supported at home. Like I feel like my home is overwhelming me as the laundry is just going crazy, and it feels like the not feeling supported piece feels adjacent to the piece that's visibly breaking. Now, the reason you want to be able to identify which is because the one that's breaking is the one that's causing you the conscious agitation. It's the one that's like, man, I hate that this is falling apart. Feels like it's falling apart. The one that doesn't feel supported is more of this undertone. It's not a direct, not the most obvious thing. You keep thinking that if you skip over it, you'll be fine. But you do know if you did something about it, it would make you feel more supported. More supported. So identify those two. Which piece is breaking? Which piece do you not feel supported in? What we're going to do next week is we're going to bring ourselves back to the very, very beginning of what we started almost a year ago, guys. October is going to be a year of having been talking about world building every single Thursday. I'm going to do something really special for that. Next week, we're going to do something that we've already done before, but we're going to bring it back to the beginning. I want to show you how every time you go through an iteration of yourself, you fully express yourself, you find success, things start working and changing and growing, what to do to continue the growth. Luckily for you, the answer's not going to change. And I found a lot of grace in my life realizing that, oh my God, the answer doesn't change. I always think I'm looking for a new answer in life to find another It's not, the answer doesn't change, but you do. So we want to find the processes that work so that you can keep changing and you just know what process to return back to. So next week, we're going to run through that together. We're going to do a whole masterclass workshop situation in here. And, ladies, I want to thank you for being here. I've been starting to get to a place where I'm like, I'm really, really just admiring the past year. Like I'm really admiring Miriam. You've been here for a while. Christina, like both of you guys have been around for longer than like this live. You've been around for months now. And so just knowing that you guys are here, whether you're applying the information right away or not. I know some people who are. I know some people who are off in the rafters just watching. I know, and then some of you guys come into my DMs and we talk about these conversations. There's so many different layers to how you can experience this, but it's the fact that we're here. It's just the fact that we're here. Ladies, this conversation is like all cute and tucked away inside of our Facebook group, but this is a conversation that could change our lives. And so I've just been in a lot of reverence and appreciation and emotion around just us being here and doing the thing and having the conversations and being starry-eyed together, just in love. And I just love you guys so much. I really wish I could express that more. I'm excited to return back again because my intention is that this is the life we get to live together. We just keep going around and around. But this time next year, I want to be celebrating different things with you. I want to be able to reflect and look back and say, oh my God, do you remember last year when you thought this and now you're here? Like this is my favorite thing about transformation, and why I love long-term relationships is because there's only so many people you'll ever walk life with that will remember that one weird time in your life, you know? And it like they were there. They were there when it was happening. And so I find it a privilege to be able to share these longer term moments together because we get to say, do you remember when? Do you remember when? Like, oh my God, that was 2 years ago. Can you believe that? Right, Miriam? It's just such a unique, rare feeling. Everybody else is going to watch you from the outside and they're going to assume. And even when you do get to the point of impact and you're sharing your story, it's never the same as the actual moment. You can dress a story up all you want. You can say, yeah, it was hard, but you can't emote how hard it really was. Like, it's just so special to be able to share insider togethers together. So I just want to thank you guys and express my compassion and my love for you. So thank you guys for being here. And I do have a plan for where we're going after this. I want to run this masterclass with you next week. We're going to start back from the beginning. And then from that point, what we're going to do is these lives are just going to always be available. I try to make sure that lives are organized for you to be able to find them easily. I have a whole new plan on where we're going. It's going to be outside of the Facebook group. We're still going to have the Facebook group. There's going to be a lot more. World building is not meant to stay just inside of this group. But now that it's all out inside of the group, we've got places to go, ladies. So I'll let you in on that. I'm still like sitting very deeply in my heart around all the details. But what we're going to do from here is we're going to do the masterclass next week. And then technically the entire series was closed. For those of you guys who don't know, I was sitting in a fast because I was like, I don't know, I really want my Facebook group to go well. And what do I do? And blah, blah. And I sat there with Spirit and just sat there in a fast. I was like probably 2 days into a fast. And all of a sudden, when I tell you word for word, every live, I had 7 months. That's 7 times 28, word for word what each live was going to be about. And guys, we're almost done. Like that's what makes me so emotional is we actually made it. Whoo, Jesus. So we're going to go we're going to go somewhere else from here. But besides all of that, we're going to do the live to wrap us back around into a full circle so that if you ever want to revisit any of this content, then it's here and it's just going to get better. I'm going to share this probably for the rest of my life. Like we're really going to keep going from here. Thank you, Christina. Like we're going to keep going from here. So, after this next masterclass, that will be the end of the entire loop. And then I do have a bonus conversation that I'd love to have with you. It's a little adjacent to everything that we're talking about, but it's a revelation I had a few years ago. I shared it with my World Building Mastermind clients then, and it's really changed a lot about how I see managing the different energies we have to manage. And what I mean by that is looking at our energy, our time, our money, our love, and having to figure out where to give it and where to put it and how to give it to people or situations in a manageable way that actually brings a return back to you. I don't know if you identify with people pleasing or overcommitting your time or loving a little bit too much or maybe even the wrong people or spending your money in the wrong places. Like it just doesn't. Managing those elements, I call it stewardship. Being able to manage those resources has been a game changer, and seeing them as individual resources the same way you would see money. That has been a big thing. And so I want to make sure I share that here with you guys as well. So guys, we're almost done. We're almost done. And I really look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday. If you have any questions for me or want to know anything that I'm up to, any coaching options that you want, I've got one-on-one coaching as well as a lot of fitness solutions for you. Next year, we're going to have a lot of world building options. So stay tuned for that. But for now, yes, prioritize. Oh my God, girls, it's just a game changer to keep the momentum. So we still have some things to do here, and then we're going to change the tone of the group after that. So we will talk when that time has come. But for now, ladies, I love you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And here is to becoming more active and attractive. I'll see you guys very soon. I'll see you soon. I love you.